Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. Apologies for the late start, and thank you for understanding. The deputy warden has been on site, so he was a bit later coming in today. We do appreciate you accommodating this. I am Dee McCormick, Public Information Officer for Annapolis Remo. We will go forward today as we have in the past. We're going to let Deputy Warden Dustin Enslow do a brief background on what's been going on, give you an update, and then I'll ask for questions. Please, one question with a follow-up. Please start with your name and the agency you're representing. And if we have time, we'll allow some more questioning. So without further ado, Deputy Warden, would you like to take it over?
Thank you. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for attending, and I appreciate the fact that you agreed to meet with us later. As you are well aware, today is an extremely challenging day. So I was spent a lot of time on site up in West Dalhousie today. So in regards to an update from the fire's perspective, the fire is currently a little more than 8,000 hectares. We haven't seen a lot of growth in the past 2 days, which has been very thankful because of the type of weather we've had. The firefighters been actively fighting the fire on the ground. They haven't been able to get a lot of air support because of the ceiling level of the clouds, but it's been also a bit of a blessing in disguise because when you have low cloud cover with no sun and high humidity, it helps keep the fire down a bit. So they'll continue to work with all the different departments to continue dozer guards, continue putting out spot fires, and continue to prepare if there was anything else, if this grows. They're working very hard out there to ensure no future situations, and they're working very actively at trying to fight the fire on the ground. I know that the sun has come out now, so we'll likely see some type of aircraft to support the fire. But we want to also ensure people that if they're using planes and you don't see them getting water, they're still there. Just means they're getting water in a different part of the county. In regards to the personnel portion, we have people that have continued to register with the Red Cross at NSCC. We did have people stay last night, and we'll most likely see this continue. People are still utilizing all the services we're providing, and it seems to be working very well. But just like we have through this whole process, we'll continue to monitor and adjust our support as needed. As of right now, we have approximately 500 addresses evacuated, which includes the West Dalhousie area, which was the original evacuation, and Trout Lake, Swickers Lake, East Lake, Quilty Lake, Connell Lake, and East Lake, around the number 10. So that is still in place, and we're still not allowing residents to go back to their homes. That will continue until the Department of Natural Resources and Emergency Management, as well as other provincial bodies and municipal bodies, are able to make sure that everything is safe for a return home. We are continuing to support and work with individuals that are evacuated, especially the individuals that have received damage or loss of their property and structures. Our team has been working with these individuals to provide support through this difficult time. And as far as I'm aware right now, we're almost complete at informing the individuals of any lost or damaged structures. I want to continue to post a message around that. Please take the time to respect the sensitivity around this. You know, these are people's houses that were lost or damaged. This is the livelihood. we need to respect this grieving process and continue to support them on anything they need. We still encourage people that were evacuated to please reach out to the Red Cross to register. That can be done at the NSCC or through a link on our county website, annapoliscounty.ca. As well, we want to continue to provide information about our county hotline, which is 1-833-806-1515. And that is there for anyone to call in with any type of questions, or even if they're looking for directions on where to get support. And the people we have on the phone are more than willing to help you through this and take information. And that is currently all I have for an update today. I know it's another sobering day, I guess, as we go through this together. We're hoping that better days ahead. And I really appreciate the effort of all of the people working on this fire, as well as our municipal staff, and the many, many volunteers, whether they're from the local community or from Nova Scotia Guard, or just people that are dropping off stuff to support people that are either evacuated or fighting this fire. We truly do appreciate all the work that you're doing to support the residents of Annapolis County. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. So we will open the floor for questioning now. And just a reminder, if you could please give your name and the agency you're representing. Jesse, you have a question?
Hi, thank you. Yes, Jesse with CTV News. Sorry, I'm just out here on a roadside. I got on the call late, but I'm just wondering, you mentioned that there have been 500 homes or properties that have been evacuated now. Have you updated how many properties have been damaged or destroyed yet? We didn't hear a number from the province. Looking for a number on the damage.
Yes, so you will continue to get that. We are not releasing the number of damaged or lost homes as of yet, because we still are contacting people. I believe we should be done very shortly, but we need to respect what's going on, and there will be people, I would assume, that would go through and do some process of elimination to find out who's who and who.
How many phone calls do you have to make still? Or how many phone calls do you have to make still? Or how many have you made?
The number off the top of my head, I don't know. I know that it's a lot.
Give us a
I know.
ballpark. I mean, yeah.
Well,
we're trying to tell people the situation here and the severity of it, and without a number, I feel like we're not doing the situation. There's evacuations, and we need to do some justice by getting the facts out here. I don't understand what we can't happen.
So the reason why we're doing the way that we're doing is we're trying to respect the privacy of the people that are affected by this. I understand that people want all the information, and the information will come. So we are providing updated information of who's been evacuated, the numbers of that. And as time progresses, we will most definitely provide more information of lost, damaged structures. I understand that you're trying to ensure that people have the information and the severity of this situation. The severity of the situation is we are currently in a situation that is out of control. We do not have a controlled wire fire. We have first responders and firefighters fighting this on the ground.
With all due respect, I understand that. I'm trying to understand the severity of the situation so we can determine whether the aid is appropriate. So without that number, we don't get to tell the whole story. What kind of aid is in place for people who have lost their properties?
So as of right now, we have aid with our municipality and our local Salvation Army, as well as other peer counseling. We are working with the province. They're developing packages and information to support the individuals that have lost or damaged infrastructure, as well as we're working with the people that have this to work through any type of insurance questions they may have, as well as if they don't have insurance, trying to set up resources that are required. But as of right now, we have the resources that is needed to deal with and help support the people that have lost or damaged homes. As this progresses, more resources will come over the next 24 hours to deal with this, because there is some responsibility from the mixture of the municipality and the province. Thankfully, yesterday the Premier announced some financial support, but we are working very closely with the province and all the stakeholders to make sure that our residents are fully supported through this difficult time. And I would imagine over the next 24 hours that we will be releasing more detailed information on number of lost and damaged property. We also have situations where there's areas that are unsafe to go to right now. So we only know that something is a loss. We don't know in great detail because, as you can imagine, the speed at which this fire progressed on Sunday caused a lot of damage and trees fallen, as well as various power and telecommunications lines across roads. As things progress and get safely, we'll have more and more information. We're not trying to keep people in the dark. We're just trying to ensure that the right factual information is out and that the people that are negatively affected have that information.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Is there any other questions at this time? Jason.
Jason Malloy with Annapolis Valley Register. Dustin, I know you had anticipated that you'd be part of some of those discussions with some of the evacuees. Has that happened today, or have you been mostly on site out in the West Dalhousie in the evacuation zone?
So unfortunately, I have not been able to participate in those conversations. I wanted to, but I've been unable to with the mixture of the briefings and trying to support in other ways, and nothing could wait. We have our top priority is to support our residents. So the individuals that are informing the loss and trying to comfort people are the warden, the chief administrative officer of the municipality, as well as some of our support staff that are working together as a team with members of the Salvation Army that are trained in dealing with crisis situations to help comfort these individuals. Unfortunately, I haven't been. I wanted to be. It just never worked out. My heart is with the people that have lost their homes, but we will continue to be there. I know that the meetings so far have been going, I don't know if you can say positively, but have been going forward, and people have been understanding and understand that the municipality is here to support. We're really trying our best, and we'll continue to do so.
Is there anything in place? I'm just thinking these residents are getting unimaginable news. Yeah. Is there anything in place to check back on these residents in the days to come so that someone's looking out for them?
Yes, so that is us. So we are going to continue to keep in contact with all these individuals because we don't want anything to slip through the cracks. So if there's information that we can provide to them or try to help them in the right direction, we'll do so because now they're on to the next step. And we'll continue to do that because, as you can imagine, it's very difficult because we have people that have lost or damaged homes that do not have insurance. And even the people that have insurance, it's very difficult to manage that process. And it's going to be a long process for those individuals. So we'll continue to work with people and checking in and making sure that they have the resources needed. We have partnerships with people through the province that will help support the mental health need. There was a lot of lessons learned from the Shelburne-Barrington fire that are being activated for this one. And we're taking that information very seriously. So there will be more as time progresses to make sure that people will continue to be supported. And we want to look after our residents. We are here for the long term, and we will continue to be.
Just to follow up on that, if I can.
Mm-hmm.
Just that I know this is a fluid situation, and I don't know if you've talked to the warden and the CAO and those people that are in those direct having those direct conversations. But is there any similar questions that are coming up from the residents that the municipality is now trying to get that information, whether it's from provincial or is there something like that that is happening at this point, or do you have that information, Dustin?
Yeah, so I've been keeping in contact with the team that is informing people, and also trying to support in whatever way I can. We're hearing the common things of, worried about the difficulty of dealing with insurances and what are the next steps, and when am I going to be able to see pictures and different things like that, and those things will come. But in regards to anything outside of pictures, we've already started talking to and help supporting people with the insurance process. Mostly saying, okay, well, this is who you need to contact, just trying to even be a voice of support for them during this difficult time. Because we do have people throughout our county that have recently moved here and are not familiar with the different areas that happen here. So they're mostly the common questions about what's next, and then also what's next if I don't have insurance. And we've been able to try to point them in different directions of support. Thankfully, the province of Nova Scotia has great resources out there that we can direct them to, and we'll continue to do that.
Just with regards to what happens with the people that don't have insurance, what do they do?
That's a difficult situation. Even for us, it's a bit of a learning curve. So in situations like that, that's when we put them in contact with different organizations that can support people that are in this situation, as well as directing them to different government departments that would help with housing. And it's a fluid thing that we're going to continue to do. And as we find out information, we'll provide that to the individuals. Yeah, we're all still learning. I know that the province is really engaged in trying to be there to help and provide information, and we will point them in the right direction and try to support it as much as are possible.
Is there anything, I know it may not be a municipal responsibility, but is there anything the municipality is looking at, given the circumstances, to assist these residents of Annapolis County that are going through this?
So are you in regards of like funding or
Yes.
just unfortunately we're very limited on what we're allowed to do within the Municipal Governments Act. It really falls towards the province. But we are advocating on people's behalf with the province and working with them. We will continue to take the direction from there. And if there is stuff that we can do, we will continue to do that. But we're still all in this together. We just don't we don't want people to fall through the cracks. And I know that might not answer your question, but we'll do things that are well within our authority and power to help everyone through this. And if it's not within our authority, we will definitely advocate for our residents.
Thank you, Dustin. I do have a couple others, but I'll shut up for a few minutes here, guys.
Does anyone else have any questions? Sheldon.
Sheldon McLeod, MBS Radio, and I'm off of mute, so I'm off to a good start. Hopefully. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your availability. Clearly, there are timelines that are beyond our control, one of which is the size and scope of this fire that's just still burning. And it's not lost on me that people are really invested in this and want to know how many homes may have been damaged, how many people have been affected. And respectfully, do you feel that's going to be a day from now, 2 days from now?
So like I said previously, that probably within the next 24 hours, we'll be looking at this. So once we get the final acknowledgement that people have been notified and they have all that, then we're going to be working with the province and looking to provide that information. I understand the importance of it. Everyone wants to know. Some people may not agree with how we're handling that sensitive information, but we're just trying to treat it as if if we were in that situation, how would we want it to be done? And we're really trying our best with that situation. So most likely within the next 24 hours, we'll be providing an update with that information. At the same time, the reason we also want to wait is we don't want to send out false information in case there was a property that wasn't identified and is now identified because it wasn't seen from the road, or we weren't quite aware that there was something there. I'm not saying that we have people living in the county that we don't know where they're, like, we don't know people living, but there's always these anomalies where people have cottages on people's lands that we might not know are there. So we don't want to give that false hope. So we want to make sure that we have all the information correct. But the information will be coming out, and hopefully in a timely manner.
No, I appreciate the answer. It's just in the absence of facts, people make up their own. I know you've been trying to fight the disinformation, so clearly just wanted to make sure we're clear on when we might expect that. The federal government was really quick to say that they were offering help. It turned out that help was access to Greenfield, to Greenwood, to the base.
Mm-hmm.
Has been another ask of federal resources. I know you say the province is vastly responsible for making this throughout this process. Just curious if you or others have asked for any help from the federal government.
So from our perspective at the municipal level, we have not. The resources that we need at this time doesn't require that type of support. I know at the provincial level, they're continuing to work through resources that they need. It's just not using Canadian Forces Base for landing craft and stuff like that. There's more things that could potentially be happening in the background. We do appreciate that the federal government has said we're here to help. And I know that the province is working on getting things for that. Over the next couple of days, we will be having an additional people coming from outside of Nova Scotia to help fight the fire. Approximately 80 more people, because this is when it's very important. We have, now that the fire has gone through certain areas, there's hot spots that we need to get to before they turn into a bigger problem. So boots on the ground are what's happening right now. But I do know that they are looking at it, and they'll continue to look at it as we go through.
Thank you. And my last question, and I know this is early in the process, you're still identifying homes that may have been damaged or destroyed. In other jurisdictions following the fires in Tantallon and other places, municipalities were able to, through the province, offer help for assessments. Property taxes are obviously something that people will be thinking about. Is it too early for you to answer that question?
So it's early to answer that question in detail. I can say that we are working with the province to figure out the different supports that can be made. I know that there's going to be announcements coming out shortly about different supports that people can get when the time comes to allow people to go back to their homes. There might be things that are waived, but I don't want to speak out of turn before it is actually all agreed upon. But right now we're just in the discussions, and I would imagine this will be another one of these over the next 24 to 48 hours being released. We were hoping that um, that we wouldn't have had any losses, and it was looking like that way last Saturday morning, and now we're dealing with it. So there is ongoing discussions, and hopefully more information will follow shortly. And we definitely want to make sure that our residents are well taken care of and supported. Is what our main focus right now.
Thank you, Deputy Warden. Thank you, Sheldon. We have 3 minutes left. Is there anyone that has any more questions? Jason, I know you do. Okay, go ahead.
Justin, do you have a number of how many people have registered with the Red Cross? Updated number?
So as of right now, we don't have the complete breakdown of evacuations in regards to different days. All we have right now is that 247 households have registered with the Red Cross from the beginning of our first evacuation. We're just waiting on Red Cross to provide us the complete detailed information, and it looks like we're going to have that within the next couple hours. So hopefully we can provide some of that information. But as of right now, we're around 250 people or households, sorry, that has registered since the beginning of this forest fire.
And what's the total number of households that have been evacuated?
So it's approximately 500 civic addresses.
Okay.
So we're estimating because some of it as you can imagine, when someone has a civic address, they may not have built something yet, or they might have a communications tower. But we're anticipating that it's, around 450 to 470 people. We're just tying that up right now with our GIS staff to make sure that we have that number.
450 to 470 households, not people, right?
Yes, if I
Yeah.
said people, I was mistaken. So households, and so we're looking at approximately 1,200 people.
And just because there's a number of people that haven't registered, have you run into a problem reaching somebody who's lost their home or their home has been damaged because they haven't registered? Are you still looking for people out there?
No, so as of right now, we are not looking for information on people that
Okay.
that
You
have
want them
any
all-
lost.
Yeah, you want them all to register, but you don't have anybody that needs information right away.
Exactly. So there are people that are still haven't registered from the first evacuation that we've been trying to get contact just to make sure everyone's okay, and also in anticipation that we'll need to contact them. So that is why it's very important to have people to register. Hopefully, when the time comes to contact people, it's not because a home was lost or damaged to property. It's because we want to get a hold of you to say the time has come that we can go back home, or if we have a question about something. So it's very important to do that. So I just got an update that the 247 is actually from this last evacuation. So Red Cross has confirmed that the 247 number is 247 households since our last evacuation on Sunday. And if anyone has any more questions, I'm fine with answering a few more since I made everyone wait a half an hour.
Just one. I'll pass for now in case someone else has another one. I've hogged too much of the time.
Do we have any other further questions? Jason, go ahead. And what I can do as well is hopefully after our next sit rep, we'll have more confirmed numbers from Red Cross. So I'll be able to email them out to my media group, see if we can get some more confirmed numbers for you, if that's possible.
Just with regards to, I think it's been a couple days since there's been any escorted entry into the evacuation zone.
Mhm.
Given the nature of what has happened in the past couple of days,
Mhm.
is that taken into consideration even if the weather does improve and it might be safe to get people in, that you're taking people into a place, into their community where homes have been lost?
So it's a very difficult question. As long as I heard it right. So right now we are still continuing with the direction from DNR that no one is to enter the process unless, even if they're escorted. We have had people that have been trying to do so. We've had people that have been trying to get past the checkpoints by providing false information. We've been working upon that. And I know as we go through over the next couple of days, based on where the fire goes and the information we get from DNR, maybe there'll be some easing on certain places. However, in regards to the areas that, excuse me, for the areas that are currently within, I got distracted, Nathan. For the properties that are within the actual fire zone that have been damaged or destroyed, so within West Dalhousie, and Morris Road and Thorn Road, and around that area, so the original fire points, that will most likely continue for quite some time because, as you can imagine, we have down power lines, we have down power poles, we have trees across the road. There is so much safety. Even when I went out there today, because I had to go out with to get an inspection and talk to some of the people that are out there, that we went out in a fully forced vehicle that makes sure that we were all safe. So hopefully as time progresses, we'll treat each area separately to look at what are the risk factors. And we're hoping that we have better days ahead. So the fact that the past 2 days, I know that we haven't seen a lot of aircraft, but the fire growth has been very minimum. And they're just really fighting the spot fires and anything that's within the current 8,000 hectares. Hopefully we'll continue to do that, and they'll continue to make the fire breaks and dozer guards around it. Because as I mentioned in the past, because I kind of explained what controlled fire means, we'll reevaluate things. So hopefully that answers your question.
It does. Yeah. Thank you, Dustin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Deputy. And as much as I hate to cut it off, I'm going to, because we have to head into another meeting that just popped up on my screen. So I do want to thank everyone for joining us today. We will be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Again, I thank you for all your support. You have all been wonderful. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time. Thank you and stay safe.